JD Temple from the Light of the Darkness. JD Temple 444. What's up? What's up, plant? This is a really cool plant. It grew like just in a few months. It actually responds to your energy. It's really crazy. It'll move if you get like your energy too close to it. It's pretty neat. I don't know what it's called. I haven't really looked it up yet. But we're just gonna hang out for a little bit today. Whoever wants to show up. I have a few things to talk about. I got my bracelet stuck on the fucking table. So, hi. What's up, everybody? What's up, Adrian Montel? Hello. Hey. Thanks for being here, man. Or my friend, whoever you are. Adrian could be a guy, it could be a girl, I don't know. Adrian kind of goes both ways. But hello to you, and hey, Mega, what's up? Hey, what's up with you? Thanks for being here, y'all. I have some big plans tonight. My oldest daughter, my little sweetheart Kiki, is going to her homecoming dance tonight, and she looks so beautiful. Oh, it is like she's so amazing, 16 years old, and I'm so proud of her, and she looks so beautiful, and she's going to her dance, and I hope you have a good time, sweetheart, and be safe out there, and have a good time. We're going to the pumpkin patch tomorrow, so me and Mothra and my three daughters are going to go to the pumpkin patch. We're going to do all that cool stuff, ride the hay rides, get some pumpkins, maybe ride some ponies, play some games, like do all that kind of fun shit, eat some candy apples and all that like fun fall stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. Me or Mothra and myself, we have a fun night ahead of us, but it's probably going to be a difficult night too. This is something that her and I have been needing to do for quite a while now, and we're gonna both drink some mushroom tea tonight. Probably twice. We usually do it twice. We're going to drink about 4 grams a piece and really go deep. We really want to go deep this time. Both of us have some things that we need to work through and some things that we need to work out, spiritually speaking. And really like real world speaking too. And like psychedelics really help to remove all of the clutter and help you to focus on like what is really happening in your subconscious mind. And that's the thing that I really like about psychedelics, is because they're able to go in and pinpoint certain things in your life that need to be addressed, that need to bubble up to the surface so that you can address them, so that you can work them out, so that you can talk about it. For Mothra and I, we've both been like huge psychonauts like our entire life. And we both find that when we get into that place in our relationship, or when we get into dark places in our life where things get difficult and things get confusing, that is really when you need to like commune with these plant medicine teachers so that you can have whatever it is that's going on, because sometimes you really don't know what it is. Sometimes you can be very confused as to like what is the fact of the matter, what is the primary driving force behind X, Y, and Z. Plant medicine teachers, psychedelics, they help to filter out all the bullshit so that you can actually get down to the root of the problem. That will become glaringly obvious, and then it can be talked about, it can be addressed. You can discuss things without a lot of the extra shit that is involved in everyday life. So it's going to be a really great time. It's going to be a difficult time. There's probably going to be some crying involved. There's probably going to be some deep introspective conversation. There's probably going to be some whacked out giggleness, like who knows, and hopefully some lovemaking. Like all of it can happen on a great like psychedelic journey. So we're going to be doing that tonight. Certainly going to be treating these mushrooms. We're going to be having some albino penis envy tonight. certainly going to be treating those with the utmost respect, blessing and cleansing our space. We've already cleaned it to the hilt. We've already blessed it once, but we're going to be blessing it again. Blessing the mushrooms, set and setting is so important. We really like to make our environment as inviting, and not just for ourselves, but for the spirits that we work with. Because typically, when I do this, I do typically call upon um, different spirits, demons, and deities. It just really depends on what's going on at the time, who I'm on a path working with, what's been going on in my life, and I will typically invite that spirit to be a part of our journey. And that makes it so much more powerful. You really learn a lot through these types of experiences, and so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm a little apprehensive, as I typically am, and really you should be if you have a healthy respect for these plant medicine allies, these plant medicine teachers. You should always have a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of apprehension going into it, because it is going to be difficult no matter what. It's going to be a little hard on you, and you're going to purge some things out of you that you don't need anymore. So it's a great way to practice, like, really like emotional and spiritual cleansing. And remember, when you do consume plant medicine teacher substances, you do create new neuro pathways in your brain, and it does help to restore a lot of the elasticity of your brain and of your transmitters and of your neuro pathways. It does help to heal and restore those. So I know a lot of people like look down on that, and they think, oh, you're just a drug addict, you're just abusing drugs. Like, no, like, this is going to school, this is going for healing, this is going to the actual doctor, the real hospital. This is where real true healing happens. It doesn't come in a pill, and it's not really going to be something that your psychiatrist will help you with. This is something that typically you're going to have to explore on your own. If you have people that are experienced in that, even better. Of course, there are places in the United States and all over the world where you can go and sit with different plant medicine teachers, like ayahuasca, DMT. That's a big one there. Psilocybin, the mushrooms that I'm talking about, and even LSD, acid, that can be a great healing modality, or a healing, not a modality, but a healing teacher, a complement to your spiritual path. And I know a lot of people look at that as it's just a chemical, but I will tell you what, it will open and allow you to access areas of your mind that are not accessible to you at this moment. So, am I a proponent of psychedelics? Yes, definitely, for sure. Psychedelics are the sole reason that I'm not a raging crystal meth addict anymore. I lived my life like that for at least 4 years straight, and prior to that had an issue with it for a year or two, and it had a stranglehold on my life. And it was only took one time, one journey, one evening sitting with Mother Aya, and she removed that disgusting addiction from me. And I've never went back ever since. And I had tried everything. And when I say everything, I had tried everything. Even magical ritual would not take this away from me, because Mother Aya had bigger plans. Mother Aya saw the bigger picture, and she knew that I needed to come and commune with her. I needed to be bold enough, and I needed to set everything in place to where I could go be with her, and she took that malady away from me. Now, I have worked with the spirit of Mercury, as well as the planet Saturn, to take away the ailment of addiction as a result of opiates, because I went through a crazy opiate addiction for like 5 or 6, 7, 8 years prior to the meth addiction. Like, I've been through the ringer when it comes to substances. Like, if you can name the substance, I've probably been addicted to it, or I've at least had issues with it. I know a lot of you can relate. I know a lot of you out there are probably struggling right now. And let me tell you that, like, it doesn't need to be that way, and it won't always be that way. That there are remedies, magically and spiritually speaking, and when you combine these plant teacher allies to your spiritual practice, that can really help to alleviate a lot of these burdens that you are going through in life. Um, at least that has been my experience. And I want to say and go through the chat here really quickly, and say hi to everyone. Hey, Aiden, or Adrian, I'm sorry. Hey, Adrian, if you're still here. And Toshia. And Cthulhu 1979, what's up, my friend? Friar Pestle, what's up, Bosith? Great to see you. It's always great to see you, my friend. And Shadow Alchemy, and Lolan Asine. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. And Jay the Sage. Hey, Adrian's still here. Awesome, dude. Well, thank you for still being here. And Shadow Alchemy said, all right, Cthulhu said, I hate shrooms and LSD. It feels like it helps at first, but just forgot the lessons and have to fight through the long wait of ride to be over. Yeah, like, I understand. I can certainly understand that. Set and setting are so important. Who you're around is so important. It can be very intense and very overwhelming. I certainly am a proponent of having some type of trip killer handy and available. You know, this is something that Mother has taught me, because she's really like the ultimate psychonaut here. You know, having some type of benzo or something that you can have on hand as a way out if it gets too crazy and too intense, because sometimes, yeah, it can get really crazy and out of hand, and maybe it goes beyond being therapeutic. That's the thing with psychedelics. You never know if it's not enough or if it's too much. And so having a way out, having a cord that you can pull, a rip cord that you can pull and get yourself out of there, even if you're not going to do it, just having it there so that you know, in your mind, consciously, you know that there is a way out if it gets too crazy. Just having that there, I would say, is beneficial. Be careful with it, of course, but I do think that it's nice to have a way out if it does get too extreme. It's a rare occasion that we have to go and resort to that. You know, really and truly, in this life, physically and spiritually, the only way out is through. The only way out is through. The only way out of this life is going through it. The only way out of that psychedelic journey is to get through it, is to go through it. And that's really like the only way that you're going to benefit from it anyhow. Now, I will say that there will be like exceptions to that rule. Like, there will be like psychedelic journeys that are not beneficial whatsoever, that really didn't teach you anything spiritually whatsoever, that really it seemed like an overindulgence and a waste of time, that really like you were just doing some type of illicit substance to escape reality. And that's really the thing about psychedelics that I find. When you're mixing psychedelics and your spirituality, especially, that you want to set an intention, that you want to have a reason for doing the psychedelics to begin with, because yes, it's not a drug, it is a medicine. It is a teacher. It is a plant medicine teacher, right? Sorry, let the ambulance go by. I hope they're okay. Go and heal them. Yes. So, what am I saying, or what am I getting at? So, like, the last thing you want to do is be partaking in any type of plant medicine teacher or psychedelic in order to just escape reality. You know, like, if you're doing it just in order to escape reality, then you're going to be in for it, typically. Sometimes some psychedelics will allow you to have fun and to intertwine with them just for the sake of escaping reality. But that is not what they're there for. That's not what they're meant for. That's not what their purpose is. They're not meant to just be an escape from this momentary time of experience of reality. They're meant to teach you something. They're meant to show you more than you are able to see currently. They do help to open your third eye, and they do help to connect you to your higher self and your psychic senses. There's a lot of people out there, there's a lot of teachers in the occult that frown upon the use of psychedelics, and they do not condone them, and they just say it's a total waste of time and compare them to doing illicit drugs such as crystal meth. And that is so much further from the truth, because there is a whole spiritual shamanic path going back for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years that are all like really foundationally and predicated upon the use of psychedelics, the use of plant medicine teachers, because it does open certain gateways of your mind to allow you to access realms beyond most of our ordinary comprehension. It just does. It doesn't make it false. It doesn't unvalidate your spiritual experience by any fucking means. If you go back in history, thousands of years, most of those people that had the most profound spiritual experiences, they didn't do it alone. They had plant medicine teacher allies by their side. It was the two coming together. Nature coming together with man having a true spiritual experience. Because really, like, that is what we've lost, right? We've lost our connection to nature in a big way. And what has that done to us? That has dumbed man down quite a bit, because we're not in harmony with nature anymore. When you come into harmony, when you come into relationship with many of these plant medicine teachers, you're going to reach a certain level of, I wouldn't call it apotheosis, but a certain level of understanding that is going to get you closer to apotheosis than it would without it. Like, psychedelics don't allow you to bypass hard work, but they do give you a glimpse. They do give you a glimpse of what you are able to achieve and what the heights and levels that you are able to get to. And some people just aren't able to ever get there or ever be able to achieve that through meditation and spiritual practice alone. It's just not going to happen for some people. And that's understandable. We all have different levels of psychic filters that are in place. We all have like different degrees of psychic blockages that have to be broken away and removed in order to get a solid connection through the antenna that we are. Cthulhu or Shadow Alchemy said, "Hail JD, just came from watching your video on Lucifer and Maimon from August 2018. Whoa, I remember that with E.A. Coetting, I think, or was it with Frank Black, maybe? Frank White? Frank White, sorry. I don't know where that came from, but one of those. Thank you for your gnosis, very much needed as I traverse my personal transit towards my higher reflected reality." Cool. Hell yeah. Well, you're very welcome, and I'm so glad. It's so wild. Like, I've been doing this on YouTube now for like 8 years, and it's so hard to believe that it's been that long. Oh, wow. Like, reality and life has just been absolutely insane. It's been a wild ride. It's been a crazy journey. And, like, the way that I am, like, I have really bad memories, and I lose a lot of my life and a lot of my time. Even when I go back to 2018, I really can't really remember it. If I go back to 2015, I can't remember that. If I go back to 2012 or 2008 or even earlier than that, I can barely remember who I was and what my life was like. And that is a really difficult thing, because I don't think that everyone experiences that, but if you are one of those people that experiences like not being able to remember your past and you're really only kind of existing now in this present moment, it's a hard thing. And like, It's even difficult for me to go to sleep at night and to wake up the next day because my dreams are so crazy. I literally exist in a whole other reality where I live and do things every single night, and I do wake up a different person almost every single day, in a different mood, a different person. It all is a product of what I've experienced in my dream life, because I am convinced that yes, we do exist in two simultaneous realities, and we do become cognizant of it during certain states of lucid dreaming. And it doesn't matter if you don't remember it or not, it's happening. It's happening. Like, you have whole other lives that you're living, you have whole other relationships, you have people that love you and that care about you and that will fight for you fearlessly in that other life. And it's a push-pull relationship. Like, a lot of people are very cognizant of that other reality that they live in, and they are able to make it work. But for most people, it is a massive push and pull. And a lot of the problems that you're dealing with in this waking reality is a product of what's happening in your dream state reality, which really is just as valid of a reality as this one. It's just on this side of the fence, or it's very hazy. Thank you, Friar Pestle, for putting the website up there. And yes, if anybody needs any type of help or magical assistance or services, you can find me at jdtemple.info. Yeah, my brother J.S. Garrett at jsgarrett.net. My brother E.A. Coetting at bog.co. If you want to email Martha the Mystic and ask her any questions or hire her for any services, you can reach her at dream with a J, journey02 at gmail.com. Yeah, Lola Nasine said, "Is God a mycelium?" You know, it's really hard. It's really hard to say. I really and truly do not know what God is. I think that we are all an aspect of them. Of them, yes, because God is not a man. That is definitely for sure. And why would he be? Why would God just be a man? There must be a God and a goddess, or they must be two in one, because as above, so below. We have male and female here on this earth. That means we have male and female above as well in the spiritual realm. And the fact that we have denied the divine feminine aspect of our divinity here on this physical plane is a huge problem. And you're seeing the repercussions of that in our society all over the world every single day. Yes. And there is something else that I wanted to get into regarding the church, and regarding religion, like especially here in America. I don't know what it's like in Russia. I don't know what it's like in Spain. I don't know what it's like in Italy or France or Iceland or any of these other places, but I do know here in North America, the churches get all types of benefits, don't they? They don't have to pay taxes. They can have huge buildings. They can do whatever the F they want to do, right? And why is that? Why is that? Is it just because they're so good? Is it just because they're making everybody's lives so much better and so awesome? No. Do you know anyone else that the government gives breaks to like that? Do you? Do they help you out any? Do they give you tax breaks? Do they do anything for you whatsoever? No, they don't. It's because they realize that it's been this way for thousands of years, that the church is like they are working for the state to keep you in line and to keep you afraid of everything and feeling shameful, and that there is a man in the clouds that's going to strike your ass down on behalf of the state, on behalf of the country you live in, right? They work hand in hand to keep your ass being a sheep, right? To keep you a part of the flock. They don't want you to have any individuality. They don't want you to have anything special or different than anyone else. They just want you to stay afraid, shameful, in fear, and less than, right? And who does that? The church does that, don't they? So what is the government going to do for the church? They're going to give them every benefit and every break that they can, because, hey, you're brainwashing everybody for us. And they pay their taxes, don't they? And they also pay you and give you all kinds of money. This is a fucking great relationship we have here, Mr. Church. You make sure they live in fear. You make sure they're brainwashed. You make sure that they will turn the other cheek. Because God forbid if they wanted to actually like fight back against us, if we slap them down, no. Let them know that God says turn the other cheek, right? Let them know that God also said that it's okay to live in poverty and to have nothing because we want it all. We're in charge. We don't want you to have shit. And we have this total, like, perfect brainwashing mechanism in place that you pay money to also because, like, so, like, it's all just growing in power. Like, you think there's a separation between church and state. There really isn't. They make you want to think there is. But, like, it's all a fucking control mechanism. And people are finally starting to wake up to it. Like, it's the age of Aquarius. We're moving into the age of Aquarius from the age of Pisces. Now people are starting to see, like, holy fucking shit. What's been happening to me the whole time? Yeah, the whole time. And we still allow it. Like, you can't ride down the street without seeing some huge fucking mega fucking church. And what are they? Are they paying taxes? Are they doing anything to fucking help any fucking thing? You know, the only thing they're helping is to keep you brainwashed and subservient. And you're paying for it in every fucking way you can if you subscribe to that bullshit. I used to. And I just can't believe that, like, people don't see this. It blows my mind. But then it goes back to, like, not everyone's third eye is open. And that's okay, and that's not their fault. You can't be mad at them for it. Everyone's going to awaken. Everyone's going to come to an understanding when they're meant to and when the time is right. And usually the time is not going to be right. It's going to be at a fucking crazy time in your life. And people are going to think that you're insane. Like, awakening looks like insanity. Awakening looks like they want to give you a fucking pill for it, right? Yeah. It's really hard living in a world where people are brainwashed by the government and their religion. And they look at you like you're the crazy one and that you need to be on pills. That's a fucking what the fuck, right? Hey, Lori Stewart. Hey, Jay the Sage. Hey, Xander Promeo. Good to see you. Hell yeah to the plant spirits, dude. Abso-freaking-lutely. Ugh. And thanks everybody again for being here. I do really, really appreciate all of you. What's up, Darklight555? Mike Russi, what is up? Barbello, the name of the female part of the creator God. And yes, I mean, like, dude, like, I have a whole philosophy on all of this. And, like, I don't think that many people see it. I think people that live in North America will be able to understand this more than anyone else in the world, really and truly. Maybe not. I mean, other areas of the world too. I'm from North America. I have a good idea of how our masculine and feminine energy operate in this world and like how we treat and view each other. All right, I'm a man, but look, if you were a woman born into a country or a world and born into a religion where they're like, hey girl, God is a man and don't you forget it. There ain't no female aspects of your spirituality or your spiritual life. God is a man and you're a woman. So what does that make you? Everything lower than what I am based on our spirituality. Just from that right there, you're not good enough and you're not worth a fuck because you're not a man. God's a man and a man only, right? What does that do to a woman subconsciously? What does that actually really do? And I feel that it would plant a seed inside of every single woman that is born under that type of dogmatic indoctrination, that it would subconsciously instill within a woman a hatred for every man. Would it not? Would it not? Like, really sit and think about it for a minute. If you've ever really like lived under some type of really strict, hardcore type of religious indoctrination, and when they're telling you God's a man and you're not a man and you're a woman, like really, that's not going to sit well. Even if you accepted it, if you think you fucking accepted it, right? Subconsciously, you're not accepting that shit. If I was a woman, I wouldn't fucking be accepting that shit. I would feel like I was less than. I would feel exactly the way that it wants you to make you feel. It's all by design, isn't it? Yeah. And like one of the primary like hermetic principles and philosophies are like as above, well, it might not be a hermetic principle, but maybe it is. I don't fucking know all of them, but as above, so below, dude. And that is very true. So if we do have spiritual representation of divine feminine and divine masculine above, we've got to have it down here too. And through religions like Christianity and Islam and Judaism, we've removed them all. Some people in the East do still recognize and worship the divine feminine, the goddess. And that is where we have went wrong. That is where we have lost. We do not have a representation of that feminine, watery, lunar energy here on this earth anymore currently, not like we should. It's very solar. It's very fiery. It's very warlike. You shouldn't be surprised that this world is in utter fucking chaos right now. Why do you think that is? It's because most of the beings that live upon this earth are worshiping a male solar deity and a male solar deity only, which, by the way, is a war god, is a war deity. And it's imbalanced. Do you really think that he would want to be down here doing all of this on his own? Maybe, if he's that much of a radical dictator asshole, which he kind of seems to be if you read the Old Testament. But is he really just that vengeful and that upset because mommy's not here helping him? He's here raising the children all by himself, isn't he? Yeah, and he's probably mad about it. He probably wants mommy to come home, just like we all need mommy to come home. We need that divine feminine aspect of our spirituality in our lives and in our physical environment, like we do. And it's coming back. Lilith is coming back. The Mary Magdalene energy is coming back. That divine union of divine masculine and divine feminine, which when you put those two energies together, what do you have? Then you have creation. Then you have God. There you have found it. Which is one of the reasons, yeah, absolutely, Cthulhu, Baphomet. That energy, Baphomet is a prime example. And he's showing you, he or she, they are showing you right there in their hand gestures and in their symbols of as above, so below. That androgynous being putting together the male and female aspects of our beingness, because we are all energy and we are a perfect proportion of male and female. Some are more than one or the other. But I do think that, like, for your best experience in this world, it's important to balance out both of those energies, both of those qualities within yourself. And don't have any qualms about it, and don't be ashamed of it, because it doesn't matter what you have down there, you're still a perfect balance of in harmony of masculine and feminine energy. You may lead with one or the other, and that's fine, whatever the case may be, but intermeshing those two energies is an extremely powerful thing. That really, to me, like, opens the doorways to all of the mysteries of the universe. That's why sex magic is so fucking powerful. What's up, Circus Cult? Dude, holy shit. Hey, Pat. What's up, Pat? All right, Circus Cult. He said, JD, I remember Dennis Nicholson spoke about the goddess, yeah, and how they got rid of the temples during the Roman. Yeah, dude, and if you, I'm so glad that you mentioned Dennis, like, probably like 3 years now. I don't know what's going on with him, and I hope he's okay. Dennis Eggleston, if you're out there watching, hit me up. Leave me a comment in the comments so that I can contact you, man. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, dude. Dennis. All right. So, for the longest time, I really thought Dennis was just crazy. Now, Dennis is crazy, and I'm crazy too. Everyone fucking knows me knows it. Same kind of with him, right? You know, you give him a break because you know he's fucking crazy. Give me a break. I'm fucking crazy. But at the same time, I do have the ability to kind of see through a lot of this bullshit, just like he fucking does. But yeah, we're both crazy. We can't handle certain things in this world like you can, or that like some people can. But yeah, we can. We do understand some things. And yes, he understood that very well. And it's so true, man. It is so true. Like, when Christianity took over, like as far as in the Roman Empire, when Christianity took over, they came in and tore down every effigy, every statue, anything that represented the goddess had to be gone. And if you were caught worshiping the goddess, if you were caught working with a deity that was feminine, you would be put to death. And they also outlawed astrology. They outlawed anything that would give you an actual connection to your higher self, to your spiritual life. Anything that would actually empower the person from the inside out. Outlawed. No, that is only saved for us. You're gonna fucking do what we tell you to do. You're gonna think that we're worshiping the same deity, but no, we're doing all this shit that we ain't letting you do, because we know how powerful it is, and that's just for us. It wouldn't be fair if you could do it too, because like we actually have to be higher and better than you and telling you what to do and shit. So we're gonna give you a deity and a god that does exactly that, that tells you what and how to do and when to do and all of that shit, just like we do. And so it's no different, right? We're God, that's God. He's telling you what to do, we're telling you what to do. We got you covered. Just fucking stay in line and just follow the fucking leader, follow our orders, be a good little sheep, and you're gonna have a great life. And that's really kind of where we're at with it. You know, Jesus Christ's message, that one of the biggest parts of his message was the importance of the divine feminine in your spiritual path. Mary Magdalene was not a common whore, as they would want you to believe. Of course they would, because there's no important women aside of Mary, the mother of Jesus, but they are working with her in a strange way too. The important part really is the significance of Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ relationship, because they did teach together. And that was like one of the biggest parts of his message, was the importance of divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy coming together so that you can access God. And what did the Christian church do? They took away every book and everything that mentioned anything to do with her, removed it all, and made her a whore so that you would never ever know what the actual truth was. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't agree with the church, because I know the fucking truth. I know what's going on. I've seen it. I know it. Tim Tincher said, dude, you are my favorite transgender YouTuber. Oh my God. Well, I'm not going to take it as a fucking insult, because that would be wrong. But whatever. Whatever. I have a very beautiful girlfriend, thank you. Mike said, yep, because of this organized religion, people don't even know who the Christ really is. They don't understand the Christ consciousness. Yeah, absolutely. And like, you know, I would say that, like, to me, anyone that really has delved into their spiritual path, and even if they've gone like in depth in the left-hand path, I really think that they should recognize the significance and the power and the majesty of Jesus Christ. He was the ultimate healer, the ultimate magician. We only know part of the story. You really have to go to a lot of the books that were kept out of it. You know, like the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Judas, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, all of those things, and like everything that the Essenes had talked about. The Essenes really knew what was going on. They understand the truth. Like, do y'all really think that we have been given the keys to the kingdom through their religions? No, we have not. And that's why we have been forced to go to dark and obscure places in the caves of darkness to just find these little specks of light, these little specks of truth. We've all of us that are here have had to do that, haven't we? It hasn't been just laid out for you as a course or a curriculum by some teacher or some higher authority. These are things that have come to you. These are things that you've been exposed to. These are things that you've had to work hard to find and to access. And before the age of Aquarius, it was even harder to find out the truth. It was even harder to access any of this information and any of this knowledge. But now, coming into the age of Aquarius, look where we are. You have access to this information. It's not so hard to find anymore. But yet, when it's presented to you, it's automatically going to have some type of effect on you because of your preconditioning, your indoctrination. Usually when you do stumble across the truth, you're going to have a little spark and a little glimmer of light. Usually you're going to feel it in your solar plexus, and maybe even your heart chakra is going to open, because you're going to know that you stumbled across something that resonates with your spirit, and you know it is true. Based on your prior lifetimes, based on your connection to your higher self and your higher consciousness, you know that you've been fed a line of bullshit. You can feel it in your bones. And typically in this world, when you're doing something right, most people are not going to agree with you, because everything in this reality is ass backwards and upside down. What's up, Lilith 1984? And Circus Cult said, so much misinformation or different ways to interpret things. Yeah, absolutely. And Lilith 1984 said, hello, brother, how are you? I just been watching your last few videos, so I apologize I'm late, and blessings to yourself and everything on this stream. Thank you so much, and hail to you, and blessings to you too, my friend. And thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I really do fucking appreciate it. Mike said the Nag Hammadi library goes into the truth of the Christ and Barbello among some of the really cool passages. I haven't read anything about the Nag Hammadi library. I really want to get into that. There's a lot of fucking things that I want to get into. I haven't had a chance yet. What's up, Pat? Pat said, if you wish, you can stop time. It's very short, and Satan knows Jesus is king and will win in the end. Hey, look, man, there is no difference. There's no difference whatsoever between what you consider to be God and Satan, okay? It's a yin and a yang. It is a light and a dark. It is a penetrative and a receptive. It is just energies, and it's all an energy of the same fucking being. It's all of the fucking same. Satan is just a dark aspect of God, and for whatever reason, if this is something, if you're into black magic and you're into witchcraft, in this incarnation you have decided to work with that darker shadow aspect of the creator energy, because you have to experience it all, don't you? There's probably a lifetime where you were a very pious and religious person, and you did get to experience that lighter aspect of God, but that's not all there is. No, a well-rounded individual and entity and energy is going to have some of both, especially in this world where it's a world of opposites. It's a world of opposites. God would not be able to exist here without his opposite. It's all necessary. There is really no good and no evil. He's not bad. He is that darker aspect. We all have that side of ourselves. You can try to deny it all you want to, but it's there. And if you don't get familiar with it, it will eat you alive. So the best bet is to get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. Actually get to know yourself. The good, the bad, the ugly, the white, the black, the light, the dark. All of it. All of it. Hello from Germany to you, Patrick, and Shadow Alchemy. And Shadow Alchemy says, know thyself. Absolutely. And that's like one of the biggest things that Lucifer has instilled upon all of us, right? Is to know thyself. Because there are a lot of sides to the entire being that makes up you. You can find that out very easily by doing something that my stepfather, a very religious man, has told me that his key to success is holding every thought captive. Holding every thought captive. If you really did sit and think and hold every thought captive, just do that one day in your life, you'll see how light and how dark you are, won't you? And you'll see that there's not just one side to your being. It's a full fucking spectrum. Hold every thought captive for one day and you'll see that. Absolutely, yeah. Guarding the gates of your mind is very important. There are certainly things that your darker aspect of yourself could promote you to do that may not be beneficial for you. It may be something that you may be interested in experiencing, but it may not be positive in the long run. And there may be sides to that lighter aspect of you that you are doing things just for appearances. Is it really good? Is it really good? Or is it really just like a projection of goodness? So when you really sit and think about it, you really have to get to know and understand your motivations. And I'm not saying that all people are inherently evil and inherently bad. I'm just saying that we have some of all of it within us. And if we have some of all of it within us, that means that it can be used to our advantage and to our benefit in the existence of this reality here. It just all depends on how you use it and how you work with that energy and what you do with those thoughts that you get. Creative. Be creative. Like our God, us, because we are God, is a creator God. He's also a destroying God. We're very creative, but we're also very destructive. We're just like they are, but we're just here, spiritual beings having a physical human experience. And it's beautiful. Experience it all. But, of course, you are the one that has to live with the ramifications of your actions. So certainly be careful and use discernment. Bad things will happen. Crazy things will happen. It really all depends on how you respond to them. So I'm going to leave you with that. I love you all so much. Thank you, Friar Pestle. Thank you, Shadow Alchemy, Pat, Mike, everyone else here. Jay the Sage. I don't want to miss one. Circus Cult, Cthulhu. So much. Hey, y'all. Have a great weekend. I'm going to go to the great beyond with Mothra. We'll see you soon. Smell my face, smell it good. Thanks for being here. Love you all so much. Please leave me a comment in the comments. I do read them all, and I would like to communicate with you. So leave me a comment, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up for the stream. And if you haven't, subscribe to the channel, would you? Love you guys and gals and people. See you soon.